I mean, Samklef also made some claims.
Yeah, shout out to Samklef. OG, by the way. OG.
What's your take on his money? I'm sorry.
First things first, I don't understand why Samklef is drawing his stuff out in the public. I don't know why people feel like Twitter is the best place, is the best court for issues like this. I don't know. I will never understand it for the life of me. I would never be able to process it. First things first, you inserted yourself into a conversation that didn't involve you. I'm not even mad at that because it's fine. You are part of the story. Make no mistake. This guy is an OG. This guy produced Timmy's first album. Yeah. This guy is one of the people that soundtracked what we now call Afropop. Like they infused like dubstep and EDM sound, and they found a way to mesh it with snares to form what people now call Afrobeats, like what people are now calling Afrobeats. People like Samklef, Don Jazz, J-Sleep, they were very instrumental, I found, in creating that blueprint, right? That has now snowballed into whatever else. So you have to give him some credit. But at the end of the day, a lot of the things that he was saying, the fact that he was taking Wizkid's side against Banky W, I thought it was stupid. I thought it was cheap. I'm sorry. I thought it was quite cheap. He's probably going to come for us on this show, but that's his business. I thought it was cheap because at the end of the day, you can literally see that it's a case of, I might have something to gain from Wizkid. I don't really have anything to gain from Banky W, who is a pastor and a politician now. Right? So, but Wiz is a superstar. If he jumps on my song, I might have a hit record. You understand? So it's a benefit scheme. That's why he was just going at Banky W's throat. And then another reason why he was going at Banky W's throat, it was a thought in his mind. You know, it was also thinking smart, because if Wizkid signed to EME in 2009, it's usually very, very, very likely that EME still has rights to the album, to the exclusion of all other parties, because they own the masters. The labels usually have to own the masters, right? Usually, except in terms of the contract stipulates that it's a licensing for maybe 5 years after the contract is done. It's very possible, but usually. So he's probably thinking about that from the perspective of what usually obtains, meaning Banky W was the right. So he produced a chunk of that album, about 60% of that album. A chunk of the album. 60%, yes. 50 to 60% produced it. So he was saying that he has not been receiving royalties from the biggest record that he produced on the album, which was Paco Rumor, right? So he thought Banky W was the one who has been hitting his money to the exclusion of him. So he started attacking Banky W as well. And Banky W comes out and says, I am not the one. I'm not eating. This record, obviously, the collecting is Sony BMI. Why are you saying I'm the one that is collecting money? He says, go and meet the person that has been eating money, right? But what it looks like in this situation is that possibly neither Wizkid or Banky W are even eating the money from this deal. See, let me tell you, people don't know something. When you sign to a collecting body, right, your music makes money, right? So your music possibly from streaming, from maybe radio shows if you're signed to the right collecting bodies in the right locations, from airplays and some of these other things, right? So I remember doing, shout out to MPAN. So I went to an MPAN event in 2019, and MPAN says that a significant amount of money is left on rem. Like, Nigerians don't know that they have rights. Right? They don't know, so they don't understand their rights enough to understand that you have to meet a co-son to collect certain amounts of money. It might not be a lot of money, but if let's say 2,000 Nigerian artists leave 80,000 naira, that's a lot of money unremitted, like, right? Uncollected, like, it's just there. Like, I'm just using layman's terms so that people can understand what I'm saying. So it's in this particular situation, it looks like someone has been collecting this money. Maybe someone who works for a label, the money has been going to the person, and possibly neither Wiz or Banky are collecting money from this because none of their names are on it. Like, you literally saw the documents, saw the people that are right, saw the BMI, you saw the creators. But Samklef's name was not on it. There was another person's name on it. Maybe Wiz has been getting some money, but there was another person named Sean something who is there as well. So maybe they need to go and meet the guy, find the guy and go and meet him to collect all their monies, and then they split it amongst themselves. Simple. All these things are on social media. No reason to be fighting. None. That's what it looks like. It happens a lot. And artists will be fighting each other, thinking, is this one? Just find the guy and collect money. And that's facts only.